My name is John Miller. I'm a filmmaker from Seattle, Washington. I currently have a company called Time Mill Studios. I run it with my business partner TJ Regan. He's also a filmmaker, and we do general video production, sports documentary filmmaking, and just kind of cameramen for hire. My first feature-length film as a producer was a film called IMDb Cooper. So that was the first time where I worked on a real film. I was on set, I acted in it a little bit. I'd say filmmaking or like doing video stuff has been the one constant in my life, which has been like all the way through. I think there's one other thing comes close, and that's maybe sports, which I still compete to this day in lacrosse. But other than that, it's like being behind the camera, making content has been a consistent thing throughout my whole life. So this is just the leveling up process. Now I'm 35 years old, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like I'm right where I need to be in terms of making actual feature-length films that are broadcasted nationally or premiering in theaters. That is, if you love what you're doing, you're naturally just going to level up. The hardest film that I've worked on was a documentary called The Paradise Paradox. And this was with Podium Pictures, who did The Weight of Gold on HBO with Michael Phelps and Olympic athletes talking about the mental health aspect of things. This one was with Podium and Bode Miller, the Olympic skier, where we went in and explored the mental health crisis that is plaguing all of our ski resort communities across America. And when I first heard that concept, I was like, what mental health crisis? Like, you tell me you're in Aspen skiing every day, working there, and you're depressed or suicidal, and that actually is the case.
The new documentary highlights the paradox of the laid-back lifestyle of iconic mountain towns and the high rates of suicide and poor mental health in those often secluded areas. It's called the Paradise Paradox.
It is a big problem, and it was just tough because we didn't have an actual storyline or premise. Like we just had okay, we're gonna talk to a bunch of people about this mental health crisis and see what we can get. And yeah, the tough part was talking to people about trauma and death and loss and just heartache and struggles. That you develop these really genuine relationships with these people, because that's how you get the good stuff, is you're making them comfortable, but at the same time it's that stuff weighs on you. It's tough, you're for 2 months just talking about bad stuff. So that was tough, and it took me a while to recover from that, kind of get back in my groove, because it was just a lot of sadness. Everyone in this country has the opportunity to start their own business. You don't get that everywhere in the world. We do have that freedom. It's just the scariest thing ever, and that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it's tough. You don't know where your next paycheck's gonna come. You have to generate income to make a living. And generating income through your passion is one of the most difficult things, because you already love doing it. It's not like you're showing up to work and all right, I'm giving you my 8 hours and you're gonna give me a paycheck. It's no, I love doing this, but will you pay me to do it for you? And it's and it's hard to put a value on your creativity. It's different, if I tell you oh yeah, I'm gonna dig a hole for you over there, and you're gonna agree, okay, I'll give you $100 to dig that hole, and I'll be digging all day. At the end of the day, that hole is dug, and you give me $100. It's pretty simple. I've had great successes, and I've had tons of failures. For every one success I've had probably 10 failures. And that's just what it is when you're figuring it out and starting your own thing. I think the most important thing to know as a filmmaker to make you successful has nothing to do with like your technical ability. It's really like trusting your gut. And that sounds cliche, but the more you trust your gut, the more things tend to work out. I think just trusting your gut and going out and executing. That's where the technical skills come in, is like the execution of that gut feeling. And you know, you can always get better at that. But yeah, it's like tapping into, I don't know, some people call it like the muse, or like the universe, you know, is speaking to me. It's like whatever that is, that is the truth.